Well, hello there. Today is all about pastel eyeshadow. I feel like everyone has been going gaga over the new Natasha Denona Pastel eyeshadow palette. I'm not buying that, one, because I'm on a no-buy, and two, I think I can do a better pastel palette, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I love pastels. I feel like every other day on Instagram, I'm doing some sort of look with pastels. I just feel like they're fun and beautiful and they capture my soul super well. I also love spring, so maybe there's a connection there between the pastels and the spring vibes. But whatever it is, I love a good pastel. So today I created my own version of a pastel palette, and I also did a tutorial for this look. So if you're interested in seeing either of those things, then go ahead and just keep on watching. Hello and welcome to Overhead Mode. Today we're going to be going through some of my favorite pastel shadows because if you've seen my Instagram, you know I am a pastel rainbow fiend. And with the release of the new Natasha Denona palette, I thought, well, what would my pastel palette look like? So this is it. Now, it wouldn't actually look like this if I could make a palette because it kind of looks like chaos, but the way I was thinking about it is a matte with a shimmer in every color that you would need for a matte rainbow. So let's go ahead and get started with swatching it, having me tell you about the shades and all of that good stuff. And I guess I should address, yes, my nails are different on both sides. I did an ombre on this side and then I got really lazy and didn't want to do it again. So I did like a geometric kind of thing. But with that, let's go ahead and start swatching through these beautiful pastel shades. First up, we have what I consider a pastel red. Now, I know that that is like a paradox because it's kind of basically pink, but this is like that bubblegum pink, and this is a little more corally. This is Snack from Menagerie, and I really love this one. I think it's a perfect shade. I know a lot of shades like this go a little bit more pink, and I think that this one does have something red about it, even though it's a pastel. So I really love that one. Now, I didn't have a shimmer in like a correlating shade, so I chose Sugar Dew from Sugar Drizzle Polish. Here it is on my finger. I'm trying to see if you can see all of the color shifts in it. It goes like yellowy green to teal to purple and a little bit of pink. And I just thought it was a good one. It's got a pink base on it, just a tiny bit, but it's stunning. It's really, really sparkly and beautiful. And so I thought that this had like a little bit of a pastel rainbow thing going on. And since I didn't have anything to match Snack, I thought that would be a good one. But let's go ahead and continue. This next one, this bubblegum pink shade, is Depotted from Blend Bunny Surge Palette, the Blend Bunny Surge Palette. It's just like a classic pink shade. Pretty similar to the ColourPop matte that I really like in this type of shade. That one's a little bit more purpley, so I decided to go with this one. Then we have Reserve number 1 from Shine by SD. This is another like iridescent shade. It goes from a pink to a blue. So again, I thought it would be a nice one. I did have some pink shades, but I thought that this added something as like a potential inner corner, and it's basically the exact opposite colors of this one. And so I figured with those two, I could get pretty much any colorful, cool, iridescent inner corner that I would need with a pastel palette. Next up, we have Terra Moons, and what is this one called? This one is Star Crazy, and I feel like it looks deeper in the pan than it turns out on the skin. It's showing up a little patchy, I'm not sure why, but there it is. Really, really pretty. A little bit more of a warm purple, which I like. This one from Lethal leans a little bit more like cool toned. So I thought that they both had a place. Now I could have done the same thing with the greens, to be honest. Like I have a ton more pastel shades, and honestly when I'm doing like a blend, I kind of add more than what you see here, but this is like my pared down version. Anyways, this shade is from JD Glow and it's called Lavender, and it's literally just like a metallic version of this color. So again, I thought that'd be a good one to kind of pair if I wanted to do like a monochromatic look. So like I said, this one from Lethal is just a more cool toned purple. You can really see that difference coming through here. They're not the same, even though they look kind of similar in the pan. I was considering this as more of like a periwinkle type of shade, but honestly, like if I needed to pare this palette down more, I could remove that one, but I like it in here. I think it adds something. So that's from Lethal, and what shade is this? This is Sequence, and then the one that I have paired with it from Terra Moons is one of their chameleon shades, and this one is Celeste, or Sarah's. I don't know why I'm blanking on all of these names. Normally I'm pretty good with them, but today not so much. But here's that one. I have another one of the chameleon shades from Terra Moons, and I find it much more impressive. This one doesn't have quite as much of a shift going on in it. It has like a periwinkle base with like a peach shift and a little bit of like almost a limey green, but it's pretty much only that peach and periwinkle, which is a really interesting combination. I feel like you don't see that very often, but again, I thought those two could be a nice like monochromatic look. Next up for the blue, I believe the blue is Utopia. No, it's Daydreamer. And it's just a nice blue. Here it is, a little sky blue moment. And then I put the Touch of Glam shade, I Am What I Amethyst, with it. It's got a little bit of a purple, but it has like a blue base to it. Which I'm not sure, you can kind of see it here if I shift my hand. And I mean, again, these shifts don't turn up quite as good on camera as they do IRL. I don't know how some people get them so well, but it's beyond my skills. But here it is, and again, at this point, all of these are kind of just like monochromatic vibes with a pastel shimmer and a matte in like corresponding colors. But there's that first row, and I think it's gorgeous. Like, I'm such a pastel fiend, like I've already said, and so this just brings me complete joy to look at. So we'll do the second row on the alternate hand because I've learned my lesson from videos past. This first one is kind of like a seafoam blue kind of color, and this is depotted from BH, the 90s palette. Then the shimmer I paired with it is actually the only non-indie shimmer, and it's from a Milani palette that I got for free from Ulta as like a gift with purchase. I thought that this shimmer was actually like perfect to pair with it. It's kind of got that like seafoam base with like a little bit of a golden shift. Not as sparkly or beautiful as like my indie shadows, but a nice look. Like I think that together would just be gorgeous. So it had to go in there. Next for the greens, we have another depotted BH shade. There's one from Sydney Grace that I really, really want. That seems like the perfect pastel yellow leaning green. This one is a little too dark for like me, I guess, to call it really truly a pastel. But it's what I have, you know. So the one that I have paired with it is a Love Luxe shadow. Not my favorite quality-wise, but I thought that the shade was really nice for this pastel palette. Let me blow off that extra. So there it is. It kind of has a little bit of a pink shift in it, but it's more of a like satiny type of shade, I would say. And honestly, this green is more of a yellow green. I do have a more like cool tone blue green that I could have put in here, but since I have the seafoam color, I figured I didn't need it, but it is the one from Lethal that I've used in a bunch of my other videos in the past. Now, next up, this is a shade that has a dip in it. That is how much I use it. You might have seen it in a bunch of my other videos. I love this type of yellow, and I think that this one is really good. Like, it's very pigmented, and even look, I'm wearing that type of yellow shirt right now. But this one is Twilight from Terra Moon. I freaking love it. And then I also paired Vela with it from Divina. This one, not quite pastel, I guess. Like, it has like a yellow, like a bright yellow base, but since it's sheer, I figured it kind of looks pastel. And so there it is. It has like a pink and a green shift in it. Really pretty. Honestly, it looks more green because of that shift. Oh my gosh, I just got like sparkle everywhere. But so beautiful. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. I am so in love with pastels. They're so beautiful. Okay, let's watch the last two though. This is Zorina from Divina. It's a perfect pastel orange. I find sometimes pastel oranges go too peachy. Sometimes they're like a little too dark. This one I think is really, really nice. But I will say the Divina formula is very, very fragile. It's kind of broken a little bit off of the top. The rest of them are powdery, right? Like, a lot of these are powdery. The Terra Moon ones definitely are. But this is like powdery and fragile. But I love the color. I just have to be a little bit careful with it. And then I paired it with Sunkissed from Give Me Glow. This is technically a little bit more like corally. Honestly, it could have maybe even gone with Snack, but I don't really have a ton of orange shadows. Orange is secretly like my least favorite color, so I don't have a ton, but this is as close as I get. I do love this type of peach though, and it has a like gold sparkle in it, but it also can go a little bit like, I don't know, like blue almost. It's really, really pretty, but these ones from Give Me Glow are a little bit more expensive. But okay, here are all of those beautiful pastel shades all together, and I'm telling you what, it makes my heart go pitter patter. I just think pastels are so beautiful, and I love them so much. And I'm going to show you a tutorial for a look, but I'll also pop a few up on the screen so that way you can see some other looks I've done. You can also check out my Instagram to see even more looks. But yeah, let's go ahead and do the tutorial part. Here we are for the tutorial section of my pastel rainbow palette. So I'm gonna do the same look on both eyes. I'm just feeling a little bit of symmetry in my life today. So I'm just gonna do the one eye sped up on camera, and then I'll do the other eye off camera, and then we'll come back and wrap up. All right, here is the finished look with mascara on, liner. You may have seen in the video, I was using one of the ColourPop color sticks. This is in the shade I Love Vista. I don't like these. I feel like they're very, very dry, but I thought that the color looked really good for this look. You'll have to let me know what you think of the look. It's definitely giving like watercolor vibes, which is why I love pastels. I just feel like they look so bright and beautiful on the eyes. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of my favorite pastel shades. Let me know down in the comments, did you end up picking up the Natasha Denona palette? Do you even like pastels? Any thoughts? Just say hi. Anything you want. I am always happy to read your comments. And until I see you next time, I hope that you stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye!